YTPC. Hope everybody's doing well. It's been a while. And I feel like I say that on quite a few videos because it does seem to be my track record for it to be several weeks or months in between my videos, or I'll go a period of time where I make a few videos and then for whatever reason or another I go quite some time without making another. No particular reason for that, as I have had the time to make videos. I just haven't set up the camera to do so in quite a while. I've been watching everybody as much as I can. I've been watching videos and commenting here and there. I always at least, give a thumbs up to the video. But haven't necessarily had the desire to be in front of the camera. I do want to get better at that because I do enjoy making videos. I do enjoy being a participating member of the online piping community. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll see that I've mentioned depression is a regular part of my life. And I would say that that's probably the biggest contributing factor to me not making videos as often as I could or should. Because generally I just don't feel like being sociable. I don't feel like interacting. I definitely don't feel like being on camera and finding something to talk about when I'm in one of those seasons of life or episodes, if that makes any sense. Anyway, not to start this video off on a depressing note, that was not the intention of the video. First things first, I am smoking my Peterson system pipe, and in it I am smoking Nording Labrador, a nice English blend. It's what I would call an easy smoking all day English. The smoky Latakia, traditional English, flavor and aroma is definitely present. But I would not say that it's overwhelming by any means. To me, I can have this, first thing in the morning with a cup of coffee, middle of the day, last bowl of the night before bed, and it performs and tastes wonderful no matter what. This is my next to last bowl. I have one more bowl of this left in my jar. I probably should go ahead and order some more because I really do enjoy it that much. I've been smoking through it pretty heftily. Speaking of having time to make videos but not doing so, I've not been up to much. I've just kind of been sitting around the house quite a bit, watching a lot of videos, watching a lot of movies, sitting around just listening to music, trying to get stuff done around the house, repairs and touch-ups and things like that need to be done, doing yard work. But I've had all this time on my hands because the company that I work for has not had much work since around December, honestly. So about going on 6 months or so now. We've worked maybe 4 or 5 medium-sized jobs. We coated the inside of a chemical tank, coated the inside of a gas tank, We water sealed a large concrete fountain at an airport just recently, and a few other small sized jobs, but we've not been as go as we have been for the last 2 years that I've been with the company. Some of the tariffs and stuff have something to do with it. Um, After election year seems to be bad, for us, and we work industrial and commercial epoxy coating, and those kind of companies just aren't wanting to spend money on things like that, because of the economic instability, that surrounds, election years and right after the election, and then with the tariffs. So thankfully, though, I do have another buddy who is starting up a company where he's doing landscaping and odd jobs like gutter work and deck building and stuff like that. So he's put me to work a little bit. I've been helping him out here and there just to keep the cash flow going and keeping the bills paid and stuff. So I'm thankful for him. I'm thankful for the opportunity to do that. I've been in talks with a local cigar shop / pipe shop that I frequent on a regular basis. And I do have 5 years experience managing a cigar shop. And they know that, and they know that I have some knowledge and some expertise in the field. So I've been in talks with them about possibly coming on as an employee with them. It just hasn't come to fruition yet. Hopefully it will. Hopefully that will work out. That's what I would love to do. That's where my passion is in pipes, cigars, tobacco, stuff like that. That's where I really thrive, is working in a cigar shop. So I'm hoping that will come to be. Those of you that are believers in Christ, those that are believers in the power of prayer, if you so happen to remember or would like to pray for that matter, I would be very grateful for your prayers regarding that. But the main reason that I wanted to make this video is in response to Fistful of Briars. First of all, just wanted to shout them out. If you're not familiar with their channel or if you haven't seen them yet, definitely give them a follow here on YouTube. They make some great videos so far. It's a father and son duo, just sitting on the porch smoking pipes and talking about random subjects and offering bits of wisdom and encouragement, which I find very entertaining. I find very helpful. I've enjoyed watching them so far, so definitely check them out. But in their last video, they made a point of talking about throwaway culture. And part of the point that they were making was about, marriage, and sticking it out with your husband or wife and your spouse, and not just walking away when things get hard. I think they made some very good points in that. Divorce rates are extremely high, especially here in America, and unfortunately also even in Christian circles, even in the churches, where you wouldn't think that you would see so much of the divorce, but it's very present. It's kind of sad to see how quickly we're willing to walk away from people. I myself am divorced, not by choice. I was separated from my wife in 2013. We were married for 2 years. We lived together as husband and wife prior to that, for about 3 or 4 years, something like that. But in 2013, found out that she was seeing another man behind my back. And when I found out about it and confronted her, she decided that she was going to leave me to be with him. And I did, even though I was hurt, even though I was angry, rightfully so, I did believe in the sanctity of marriage and the sanctity of forgiveness. And I attempted the best that I was able at the time to try to salvage our marriage and, forgive her and work things out with her, but it was something she was not interested in. And so I told her that it was up to her to go through the divorce process, that I would not lend a helping hand in having this divorce. And it took her 2 years, but she did do so. She took me to court. She served the divorce papers, etc. And the divorce was finalized in 2015. And for those 2 years, I did try to do what I could to salvage the marriage. Didn't work out. So all that to say, yes, I'm divorced. Yes, I am part of that statistic. But I can look at myself in the mirror and be happy and still have my integrity and my indignity in knowing that I tried the very best I could to honor the marriage despite what was going on at the time. But I also wanted to point out that I agree with their idea of throwaway culture. I think they were speaking about cars and things like that, and throwaway culture is something that's always bothered me a bit. I don't understand the one-time use stuff, and I realize some things are kind of hard to get around. You go to a restaurant, you get paper plates and you get cardboard or styrofoam cardboard containers and plastic straws, and we won't get into all that, right? But there are certain things that we can help. There's people out there who feel like they have to have a brand new car every single year. 2024 comes out, so they go and buy it. And then the 2025 version of whatever car they're driving comes out, so they turn in the 2024 and they get the 2025. And it just seems wasteful to me. I don't understand it. The same thing with iPhones. There's people that are out there that love their iPhones so much that every time a new iPhone comes out, they have to go get the brand new version of it. And it doesn't do anything different than the iPhone that you had from the previous release. It just seems wasteful. Nobody's really happy with what they have anymore. And they don't, and even the industry, different industries, they don't build anything to actually last anymore. And I think it's problematic, personally. Something as simple as a pen. I'm not one to go out and buy a Bic or a Pilot, the little packs that you can get. And once the inkwell runs out, you toss it away and you grab another one out of the pack. That's just not for me. This is a cross pen. It's not the most high-end or prestigious. I can't remember how much I paid for this, but it has the replaceable inkwell in it. And I realize, again, you have to throw away the inkwell out of this and get a new one. I understand that there are flaws in the thinking, the ideology here. But what I like about having a pen like this is something that I can pass on to my children, should I ever have children, or my grandchildren, should I ever have grandchildren. This can be, even though it's a simple, cross pen, it can be a family heirloom, something that you can pass down. With lighters, I'm not one to go out and buy a Bic lighter that you just use up and you toss away. This is an I Am Corona Old Boy, a nice little soft flame pipe lighter. Very well built. I paid $100 and something for this. Very sturdy. Again, this is something that I can pass down to my children or grandchildren. This can be a family heirloom. It's built well, it's built to last, just as this pen is. And, pipes. I love the idea, of pipes, because if these are well taken care of, you can pass them down through the family. They can be family heirlooms. Even if you don't have family, they can become part of an estate sale. Somebody else will be able to enjoy these things once you are gone. They're not something that just gets tossed in the trash and forgotten about. With any luck, that is. I'm sure that does happen, unfortunately. But yeah, I just don't understand the throwaway culture. I'm a bit of a collector, but I collect things that matter, like books, stuff like that, things that can be passed on through the family. And other than me collecting books and pipes and tobacco and stuff, for the most part, I'm a bit of a minimalist. I don't keep a lot of things around that I don't need, that don't serve purpose in my life or bring something positive to my life. If I buy something, and like clothing or something, if it sits in my closet, for a period of time and I've not worn it or I've not used it, obviously I don't need it, so I pass it on to somebody else or, sell it online or give it to eBay or something like that. There's no point in hoarding things just for the sake of having things. But anyway, this has been a bit of a ramble, as my videos tend to be. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you know that. But I'm going on about 16 and a half minutes now. I hope I have not bored you too much with this video. If you have stuck around and watched this entire video, I truly appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. If you don't mind, give a thumbs up, and more importantly, comment down below. Tell me your thoughts. Let's discuss. That's half the fun of being here and making videos is, responding to one another and talking in the comments. So please interact, comment, let me know what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you. God bless.